We've been invited in to speak with First Selectman Pat Llodra today about issues regarding the budget. And Pat, I guess, we'd like to start off with just your general thoughts about what you're asking the taxpayers to cover in terms of now the education budget, since the town budget has already been passed. And also, if you would, speak to probably what is the largest potential grant coming into the community, which is the SERVE grant, which was applied for by the school district.
Good morning. Yes, thank you very much, John. First of all, let me express my appreciation to the community that the municipal budget passed at the second referendum. I'm very appreciative of that, understanding full well that we're asking our taxpayers to carry ever more of that burden. We're working very hard to try to find cost savings and efficiencies, and I hope the community trusts that we are good stewards of those resources. But we find ourselves in very unusual circumstances this year. So I'm asking two things. One, that the community go out and vote for that third referendum. We're always looking to increase our voter participation. Secondly, that the voters support the school budget. This is the third referendum. The budget has been modified each time as it's been reviewed by the government levels, including the Board of Ed. The original superintendent's request was 6.54%. Currently, it is at 3.93% year over year, having been just reduced again by the Legislative Council. I would want to point out that the SERVE grant that we just received, we just got notification last week that we have been successful in receiving the SERVE grant. There's a one-year commitment. It's a multi-year grant, but we have received commitment so far for the first year of that grant. There's nothing in that grant that will offset any of the operational requests in the Board of Education budget. They're totally separate. We're hoping that the SERVE grant provides us with the mental health supports and the additional supports, even some school security supports that we will need going forward. But those items are not duplicative of what's in the Board of Education budget. There's some unusual circumstances that the town and school district are facing because of what happened to us on December 14. We're asking truly that the community evidence some faith in our future and confidence by investing in our school system. It's my personal commitment and conviction that our community needs to thrive and grow. We need to be vibrant and dynamic. We need to be able to compete in the marketplace. All of those conditions, I think, are directly related to our ability to evidence investment in our future and also a commitment to continuing educational excellence. So I find those are inextricably involved, and I want the community to hear that and recognize that and be willing to risk with us that investment in the future.
It hasn't been discussed a lot, but there is still quite a gray area in terms of what the state will be helping the town support, both on the town side and perhaps even more relevantly on the school side.
Yes, absolutely. As long as we're talking about the state, let me point out that in the last 3 or 4 budgets, each year we receive less money, fewer resources from the state. I think the difference now, if I look back 4 years, is about $3.5 million less that we're receiving from the state support. So we've had to fill that gap using local resources and finding efficiency, which we have done. There are 2 major things we've done. One is the self-insurance. The other is moving to a common platform for financial resources. Going forward, we're going to need the state to be our partner in helping us, again, respond to what happened to us on December 14. We're looking at some significant resources needed for building our school. The state has promised to be our partner. I'm expecting that will happen. But in the meantime, we still need we have the local struggle of getting a budget in place so that we have operational costs that can be met for the school program. And that's the issue that's directly in front of us today.
Also, a number of officials I've asked to speak to this. I'd like you to actually speak to local residents and taxpayers about some of what you're hearing in terms of confusion or frustration over the what I've described as sort of like an asteroid coming out of left field at the worst possible time, the revaluation.
Sure. There's a 5-year reval policy and protocol in the state of Connecticut. So we are obligated to conduct that reval this year, which we did do. So the revaluation is based off the platform that was created 5 years ago. So when you do a 5-year look back, we know that property values have decreased over that 5-year span of time. We fully expected that we were going to find that. In fact, that is exactly what we found. The tipping point is 23%. If your property values decrease by 23% or more, that means that you are paying the same taxes or less than you were last year. If your property values did not decrease by 23% or more, then you would pay the same or more taxes next year in your property values. So the effect of the reval was to redo that landscape. Great burden was shifted to the commercial enterprises, properties in this reval, and also to the higher end homes that hadn't lost the value as much as some of the more medium priced homes. So it reestablishes that platform for financial health for the community. So about 50% of our homes are going to pay the same or less in taxation. 50%, including the commercial properties, will pay the same or more. So I would encourage everyone to go on the town website and find that link that allows you to track what your increased taxation will be or decreased taxation under the reval. It's very available. It's a PDF document. It's easy to navigate. So I would encourage everyone to do that so that you have clear information about where you stand relative to the taxation.
And I imagine the most important message is no matter how people feel about the budget, it's getting the numbers out to the polls.
That's correct. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, please vote. And again, my ask to you is that you vote in support of the school budget. I think it's important that we get that budget in place so that we're able to continue on this journey that we have to kind of restore our vibrancy and our health as a community.